Welcome to the Holy Land and Varallo. I'm Sister Carol Curtis. The Holy Land was a bucket list trip for many who lived at the time of St. Angela. Angela jumped at the chance to travel to the Holy Land when invited by her dear friend Antonio Romano. Angela, Antonio, and her cousin Bartolomeo set out from Venice to the Holy Land in 1524. In Venice, prior to Angela's departure, she and approximately 40 other pilgrims took part in a Corpus Christi procession from San Marco Cathedral to the port. Their voyage began with a blessing of the pilgrims and ships by the Bishop of Venice. The trip was a tremendous spiritual journey for St. Angela. It was likely her first experience of the vastness of the ocean which called her spirit forth, as if reaching for the face of God. St. Angela lost her sight during her seafaring journey to the Holy Land. She would be unable to physically see the holy places where Jesus once walked. This challenge did not deter St. Angela. With the compassionate guidance of her companions, St. Angela visited the holy sites and through her companions' love, experienced God's tremendous love for her. The words of Isaiah may have encouraged Angela during her blindness. I will lead the blind on their journey. By paths unknown, I will guide them. Angela's sight returned during her return voyage. While this was certainly not the way Angela had hoped to experience the Holy Land, her blindness invited her into deep dialogue with God. From this experience, Angela learned that it is necessary to rely on one's companions, that blindness allowed God to sharpen her inner sight, and that we can encounter God's divine presence both in the goodness of others and within our own spirit. A deep disappointment became a gift from God. While Angela could not physically see where Jesus walked in the Holy Land, she did have a sense of how these places looked. In the late 1520s and in 1532, Angela made her way to Varallo, a city approximately 122 miles northwest of Brescia. Varallo was the site of a Franciscan shrine called the Sacred Mount of Varallo. This shrine is dedicated to the important sites of the Holy Land. By exploring the statues and fresco paintings found at the shrine, Angela called forward the graces received from her trip to the Holy Land in 1524 and experienced what she felt was the reality of the holy sites. Angela demonstrated her steadfast commitment to her relationship with Jesus through her pilgrimage to the Holy Land and Varallo. Each of these journeys had their own dangers and challenges, and yet she was undeterred. Angela knew that God's grace was sufficient for her and would carry her. Further reflection on these experiences can be found as Angela guides her company through her writings. She encourages them and us to find refuge at the feet of Jesus, just as she had. In what ways do you seek to find refuge at the feet of Jesus? Do images or visits to holy sites bear particular spiritual gifts in your prayer life? Do you have any holy places you wish to go to? Recall some of the times when you relied on your faith alone to make your way through life. What was that like for you? How did you grow? Who helped you along your way?